How's it going, cool people? I'm Gehab, and today I'll be reviewing the Sony Playstation 4 6 months after its release. So I got my PS4 around 2 months ago, and I've been playing around with it a lot, and I'm gonna tell you guys whether it's like worth getting now or if it's worth waiting, and I'm gonna go over 4 different things about the system. I'm gonna go over the look, the system, the games, and the graphics. Alright guys, so I'm gonna start off with the look of the PlayStation 4, and I have to say I'm really impressed what Sony has done with this console. I mean, it looks very like high-tech, next generation. It's very slick and very slim. It isn't like big at all. And it looks very modern. It's very light, which is a good thing if you're like on the go a lot. You can take it with you, and it's very easy to hook the PS4 up. I mean, all you need is an HDMI cable and a power cable, and the power cable does not come with a like power brick. If you haven't seen those, it's like a brick which gets really hot at times, and I really like that. I hate power bricks. And anyways, both of these cables are of course included when you purchase the system, which is really good, and yeah, it's essential basically. Anyways, I do have a heads up for you guys if you're actually planning to buy the system. Keep it like lying down, because I've tried having it standing up, and for some reason, when you play games when it's standing up, the fan goes like haywire. It starts like spinning like really fast, and it gets really loud, and I don't know why, but it doesn't do that if it's lying down. So yeah, I do recommend you guys to have it lying down, but if it's not possible, then of course it can stand up. But if you're not annoyed by the fan noise, then yeah, you can have it standing up, but I would recommend you guys to have it lying down. Alright, so let's get into the PS4 system in general. So to start off with the interface, I have to say that it's very straightforward and very clean. I mean, there isn't really much to see here. All you have is your games, and you can like scroll up a little bit, and you have all your like PSN, your friends, your settings, and all that kind of stuff. So it's very straightforward. However, it can take a while to scroll through all of your games if you have a lot of digital games, because if you are using a physical copy, as soon as you put the disc in, the game will like be pushed forward right to the start, so you don't have to navigate to it, which makes the whole thing a lot simpler. And something else I would like to talk about is what Sony has like added to the PS4 since its release, because I know most of you already know about the like that you can share stuff, you can live stream, take screenshots. So I really want to cover some of the new things that some people might not know yet. So something that Sony has been doing lately is adding new stuff to the console, which is really cool. And Sony actually released a patch recently that added stuff like something called the Share Factory, which is like a simple movie maker for the PS4. So you can like record your clips right from the system and then edit them, and you can transfer them to a USB stick and then upload them to YouTube, which I think is really cool. I mean, it's a great way for people to start off. And yeah, it also removed HDCP, so you can now record with your, for example, if you own an Elgato capture card, you can record with that, which is great for content creators like me. So if you're planning to buy a PS4 for, yeah, YouTube and stuff like that, it will work. You will be able to edit your videos on the console, you will be able to record from the console, but I mean, you don't have to be like into YouTube or anything to actually use these sharing features. They work just as fine to just share with your friends and all that, so I think that is pretty cool. If I wasn't doing YouTube, I probably would have used it and like shared it with my friends and all that, because they do have some really nice stuff there. I'm sure there's still a lot of people out there wondering if the PS4 can be used mainly as a media center, and it can play like Blu-ray discs, it can play DVD discs, it has Netflix, and I think it has Hulu Plus as well. So if you just want to like stream videos and watch some DVDs and Blu-rays, it will work for that. But if you're planning to use like external storage and yeah, playing movies from a USB drive, that won't work. But I do know that Sony is planning on adding all these features in patches and stuff like that in the future. There isn't like a release date for any of them yet, but they have announced that they will add all these features sometime in the near future. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here for the system review. I mean, I could technically like go in depth into like the PlayStation Network, the party system, multitasking with the system, but I think it's kind of like basic info on that right now. I really want to cover stuff like what's been coming to the console and things that are coming to the console, so that's why I'm wrapping it up here, because there isn't really anything else to say about all this. So anyways guys, let's get into the games. Okay, so right now on my PS4 I have Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. I have all the PS Plus games except for Outlast for some reason, and I also have Child of Light. So those are only some of the great games that are actually available on the system right now. I mean, I wouldn't say that the system has a huge install base. It has a lot of HD remakes and previous gen console ports. There are, however, a bunch of awesome games coming up very soon. I mean, just in a couple of days we're gonna have Wolfenstein: The New Order, we're gonna have Watch Dogs, and then after that there's this game called Murdered Soul Suspect coming out. I haven't really checked that game out, but I know there are some people that are really hyped for it. Then we have The Last of Us remake, and then I think there's going to be a pretty huge gap from like the summer to fall, and during the fall there's a bunch of games coming out. There's like Shadow of Mordor, there is Drive Club, Dragon Age Inquisition, a new Call of Duty, new Assassin's Creed. I'm probably missing something, but there is a lot of games coming out this fall. But do note that most of these new titles are coming to previous generation consoles as well, so I mean it's not like you're missing out on that much if you want to get them on your 360 or on your PS3. That being said, these new titles are being developed as mainly for the next generation, so in the end it comes down to whether or not you want to spend $400 to get the better experience. And I know most of you are probably waiting for some sort of price drop on the PS4 this year, but I doubt that will happen. I mean, the PS4 is doing so freaking well now. It's insane. I think it's sold over 7 million units now, and it's only been out half a year, which is like, it's breaking all the records. And yeah, I doubt there will be a price drop since the PS4 is doing so well. Anyways, enough about that, let's get into the graphics. So if we go to the official PlayStation website, we can see that the PS4 is equipped with an AMD Jaguar 8-core processor, which is a pretty good processor. 8 cores is, yeah, it's a lot of cores. Anyways, for graphics card, it has an AMD Radeon Graphics Core Next Engine, and as most of you probably know already, the PS4 has 8GB of GDDR5 memory, which is some really fast memory, and it's probably why the PS4 can run that many games in 1080p, because as I said, GDDR5 is some pretty fast memory. If you do want to know more about the specifications of the PlayStation 4, I'll just leave the page that I showed here on the screen in the description so you can go check that out. But anyways guys, let's talk about what I think about the graphics. So as a PC gamer, I have to admit that even though my PC is better than the PlayStation 4, I think the games look great on the system. I mean, Killzone Shadowfall is by far the best in my opinion, and I also have Tomb Raider, which is a third-party game, and I mean, it does not look as good as either Killzone or Infamous, but it still looks amazing, and so far I've only seen good things in these games. They look great, and if you don't have a good PC and you're coming from the PlayStation 3, then you are going to be blown away. It's going to look so much better, it's going to feel so much smoother, and well, yeah, I really think the graphics look great, and as I said, if you're coming from the PlayStation 3, then you're definitely gonna notice a difference. It's gonna look so much better, it's gonna run much smoother. So in conclusion, I think the PS4 is a great console. I really enjoy it, and I think it's definitely worth getting one right now. If you don't own a good PC and you're coming from the previous generation of consoles, there should be plenty of games for you to play until this fall when all of the big titles start coming. However, if you do own many of the titles that have already been released on the PS4, on your 360 or on your PS3, and you don't really care that much for the graphics, then I'd say you're better off waiting like a month or two. Same goes for all of you that want to use the PS4 primarily as like a media center. I'd wait until Sony adds the ability to play movies from a USB drive and to use external storage. So that about wraps it up for my PlayStation 4 review. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please don't forget to like, favorite, and share the video. Helps me out a lot. And if you're one of those cool people, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!